Joining me now is Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan, Democrat of Virginia. Congresswoman, thank you for being with us. And let's start with the still unfolding story out of Jordan. 3 U.S. troops killed in a drone attack. The White House says the strike was conducted by Iran-backed militants operating in Iraq and Syria. A drone packed with explosives impacted near a shelter where some American troops were sleeping. This according to 2 U.S. officials. More than 30 were injured. The base where the attack occurred is a small outpost in northeastern Jordan near the border with Syria known as Tower 22. The official said President Biden spoke about the attack just over an hour ago. Listen to this.
We had a tough day last night in the Middle East. We lost 3 brave souls in an attack on one of our bases.
Yes.
And I'd ask you for a moment of silence for all 3 of those fallen soldiers.
Jesus.
And we shall respond. God bless you all.
What are your thoughts, Congresswoman, about the incident and what it could mean for the conflict underway in the region?
Well, first, my prayers go out to the families of the 3 service members killed, and I'm praying that those that are injured all recover quickly. As the president said, there will be a response. Those who are responsible for this attack, I have no doubt, will be held accountable. And in the meantime, we are working to get all information at our disposal and to make sure that not only is there an appropriate response, but that we continue to work to de-escalate tensions in the region.
Now, back to politics, Congresswoman. The first Democratic primary of 2024 is 6 days away in South Carolina. President Biden is there this weekend making his case for re-election in the state that made his nomination and presidency possible 4 years ago. On the other side, his 2020 opponent, Donald Trump, is looking increasingly like the next Republican nominee. Talk about the stakes this election has, Congresswoman, as you see them.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that both democracy and our freedoms are on the ballot. Our reproductive freedom, our right to vote, continuing the progress that we have made as a country to build an economy from the middle out that works for everyone, to continue our recovery and investing in our communities. All of that progress is on the ballot, but most importantly, our democracy is on the ballot.
Now, when you say our democracy is on the ballot, I mean, we are talking about Donald Trump has not been subtle about dealing with voting rights, dealing with autocracy, saying even once he'd be a dictator for a day. So, this is not a stretch here. We are talking about a guy who embraces autocrats and dictators. And, well, let's now to your home state of Virginia, where President Biden and Vice President Harris rallied earlier this week, marking the 51st anniversary of Roe versus Wade and painting Donald Trump as the architect of Roe's reversal. Virginia Democrats just took over its legislature largely on the strength of the abortion issue. Between that, recent Democratic victories in other states where abortion has been central, and the push in nearly a dozen others to get abortion rights on the November ballot. Do you see the party successfully harnessing this issue to energize the base?
I do. I think it's important to understand that Donald Trump was the architect of Roe falling. He brags about it. The Dobbs decision was made because of judges that Trump put on the Supreme Court, that his litmus test was that there would be judges that would overturn Roe. And as a result, I have become the first generation of my family to lose a constitutional right in my lifetime. And women across the country are now seeing how dangerous abortion bans and restrictions reasons are Virginia is the only state in the South without ban or restrictions in place as a result of the Dobbs decision. And voters came out accordingly this past November, not only in Virginia, but in Ohio, just as they did previously in Kansas. And they will come out this fall because they understand reproductive freedom is on the ballot as a result of the Donald Trump presidency.
Pivoting now to Congress, where it appears Senate Republicans may be folding on the progress they've made with the White House on a deal pairing immigration reform and aid to Ukraine. Now that Donald Trump, who's opposed to their deal, is their presumptive nominee. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has reportedly signaled other options may be on the table. But the lead GOP negotiator says that the paired deal is still their priority. But if these negotiations do ultimately fail because of Trump, what does that say to you?
I think that says that the Republican Party today in Congress is more concerned about appeasing their presumptive leader than governing. We have seen from day one of this Congress and the House and the chaos from even appointing a speaker, they're incapable of governing. And now they're not even pretending to want to. They have said all along that they wanted to do something on the border. Democrats agree, and we have tried to find a bipartisan solution. We were close to finding a bipartisan solution in the Senate. And now, because Donald Trump has said, I don't want Joe Biden to have a victory, they're pulling back. That means they don't really care about solving problems facing this country, solving problems facing American people and hardworking Americans. They are more concerned about their political gains, creating victories for Donald Trump, and putting obstacles in the way of any progress that would help national security, secure our borders, or help American citizens.
And it's mind-boggling because you're talking about tens of thousands of people that are seeking some kind of refuge and some type of asylum. And you're talking about mayors of major cities, mostly black mayors and Democratic mayors, by the way, New York, Houston, LA, others, being flooded with people, exploding their budgets. And they're all saying, let that keep going a few more months because Donald Trump wants to use this against Joe Biden, and we have the votes to solve it, but we're going to hold past November. It's amazing. But finally, a growing number of House Republicans have expressed frustrations with Speaker Mike Johnson over his negotiations on the recent government spending deal, the fight over Israel and Ukraine aid and the southern border. Some have openly predicted he won't survive as House GOP leader if they lose the majority in November. Do you think he'll hold on that long? And if his conference does try to push him out, do you see Democrats trying to save him or try to help save him, if only to avoid more dysfunction?
Look, Robert, I've stopped trying to predict what chaos Republicans will cause or what they will or will not do, other than the fact that they will infight and cause chaos. And so it wouldn't surprise me if they ousted Speaker Johnson. It wouldn't surprise me if they keep him because they have no one left. He is their fourth choice, I think, for Speaker. And I don't know if there's anybody that they could coalesce around because they've proven they're ungovernable. But what I'm looking forward to is being able to vote again for Hakeem Jeffries and for him to be Speaker in the 119th Congress, because I'm certain that that's what's going to happen after November.
All right. Thank you, Congresswoman Jennifer.